Yep. So guys, I want this session to be interactive. So please unmute yourself and then try to speak. So I'm Sandeep. I'll give my quick intro. I have like over 15 years of experience, mostly into automation and development a bit, and then into security testing. So this is my third session with Way to Automation in Cypress. Earlier, like we have completed Playwright Cypress and WebDriver IO. Again, there was few asks on the Cypress, so we are starting a new batch. So I want this session to be interactive. I'm repeating it again. So please speak. So as like Saurabh said, he has an interview. Anyone else wants to share like why they want to learn Cypress now? RK, Pranit, Samir, Lata, Rajiv. I'll repeat the question. Why do you want to learn Cypress now?
Currently it's the most demanding. From last 2 to 3 years, which I have noticed is Cypress is dominating compared to Selenium, especially in European market compared to Indian market. And yep, and it's compare the dependencies related with Selenium. Cypress has really less dependencies. It's have some drawback as well, but yes, it's really easy compared to Selenium. So, yep. So I have to
Okay.
move it.
Yeah, thanks, Saurabh, for your input. Maybe Ravi, you can unmute and ask the question. If you have any question, maybe please unmute yourself and then ask it. Before that, okay, I'll come to the differences little later. Anyone wants to share like why they want to learn Cypress now? There are like 7 more people, nine more people, not 7. No one wants to talk. Chris, do you want to have a quick intro about yourself and then share your thoughts on why Cypress? Or like, why do you want to learn Cypress? This seems like a general lecture. I want this to be interactive. You guys, please speak out. Yeah, take your time. No worries. Anyone else who wants to talk? Samir, no one wants to talk? Okay, I'll share my screen. Maybe you can let me know if my screen is visible. Is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Quick question. So, what is the ROI?
A return on investment in automation, timing, manpower.
In general, ROI is like return on investment. It could be any area, like wherever you are investing some amount. So, what is expected return on investment in automation in from any company? Like, so what the company expects if they're spending money on automation, money or resources?
No need to do manual again and again, save a lot of time. Suppose it's the same task we are doing 5 to 6 QA manual, and Same thing, we can achieve it through automation, code once and re-execute again and again.
Okay, so ROI is like on
And even if it's
automation.
depend actually, if there is only one application with one page, no need to automate that actually.
Save
It's
time.
mm,
What else? One is to save time. What else?
Save repetition task again and again. Um,
Okay. Repetitive tasks. Okay. Okay, so how many of you worked on the automation earlier? Maybe
me.
like I can get response only from one person. Does anyone worked on the automation earlier?
Yes, I worked on Selenium.
Okay,
No,
Dinesh.
okay, Dinesh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, Dinesh. So what is an expected ROI on automation?
Automation. Just I want to learn new thing.
Okay.
Okay.
So what else?
So what else?
You are you are
You are
expecting
Echoing,
that
Dinesh.
ROI
Dinesh.
related to the market or for us, for the personal growth ROI?
It could be any, like say, if you can tell on the both perspectives, what is expected from the company point of view and what is expected on the personal point of view.
Nowadays, market is there's no more market for manual, hardly 10-20%, and so automation is a demanding tool. And
Okay, in
wherever you
terms
are
of
going, it's automation. So personal growth is really important.
not much market for manual testing. Okay, so what else? Guys, speak out. I need an answer. Else, like we'll quickly finish. I'll finish the demo in 15 minutes and then we can move on. If you guys are not talking, no point in explaining the stuff. You can get a video from YouTube and then just watch it. Maybe if you are spending like 2 hours of your Sunday time, there should be some value for it in a demo. That's it. Save repetitive tasks, save time. Speak out, like why do you want someone start with an automation first? Like say why the company would like to spend some time on automation investment. So okay, what is the regular duration of the regression in any company that you guys are working on? Is everyone is a working professional here, or like is anyone looking out for the job, or like any freshers here? Sir, you can speak out, Prakash. Unmute and speak out.
Yeah, it's 2 days, 2 to 3 days.
2 to 3 days. Okay. So what is the size of regressions in your organization, like the company, whatever you are working on?
Yeah, it's almost like 300 test cases.
Okay. 100, 150 test cases.
Yeah.
Okay. So say like if you have a 0 day vulnerability or like you have a bug fix or like a fix on a production issue, maybe a patch. So how much time you need to do a regression in that case? What is the expected time for the regression or a sanity for a patch deployment on production?
Yeah. For a patch, basically, it's impacting only that area. So we can
Okay,
prioritize based on the impact, and it will around 2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 years. Okay. So when you are deploying a patch to production, will you be running any automation tests on the fix?
Yeah, yeah, we are running that smoke test and plan test.
Okay. So which tool are you using for the automation now?
Selenium. Selenium with Java.
Selenium with Java. Okay. Okay. Does anyone wants to speak out or like the respond for the ROI and the investment? Yeah, the continuous monitoring of the production. There'll be like a few areas where we might not touch in regular, but like just need to verify on every modules. Anything else? That's it. Okay, so why people are moving out to a new tools from Selenium? Like Selenium was like leading a lot. It was one of the most successful tool in the last few years, but like people are now moving out from Selenium and looking out few other tools like Playwright, Cypress. Any ideas, thoughts on that?
So Selenium has a lot of third-party dependencies. Uh, Likewise, Cypress doesn't have much. It's have only the uh, Node.js properties, and we can use Cypress with Node.js. That's it. And I think, but with Selenium 4 plus, now I feel that Selenium is also coming to the same direction. I mean, it's getting again the popularity, but
Mm.
still, Cypress. Most of the people are moving to Cypress because that nowadays not only QAs are involving in QA automation, the front end developers are also taking a lot of participation in automating the end-to-end task. And as they are using JavaScript, I mean their basic language, so Cypress is much easier for them to understand it, and it's really easy to code in Cypress compared to Selenium. And we have less coding in Cypress compared to Selenium.
Okay, less coding is one. Yeah, anything else? So how much time generally takes to create a framework in Selenium?
It's take a lot of time, and depends upon the application to application. But in Cypress, I'm pretty sure within a week you can create a whole framework in Cypress. And if it's a small application, even in 2 days you can create a framework in Cypress.
Yeah. Okay. So any other things like say how do you generally evaluate the reports? Do you look into the past reports of Selenium? Like say, do you look regular like say which is a failing test, which is taking longer, or like
Um, Yes, there is a synchronization issue a lot in Selenium. Same test case work in Chrome, but sometimes it's not work in Firefox. But there's nothing like in Cypress, and it is really good. I mean, really fast compared to Selenium.
okay,
It's inject inside the browser. Cypress inject inside the browser itself. That's why it's really fast, and there is no synchronization issue. It's handled by Cypress by itself. Yep.
okay. So did you ever get a chance to compare the execution times? Like is
Yeah, the
Selenium
execution time is
quicker?
much faster than Selenium, because Selenium 3 dot something was using the JSON via protocol, and now they have removed in 4. But still, we need to have the browser Gecko driver and Chrome driver. So
Okay. So any idea is like what is a JSON wire protocol? Before we move on, like the details of Cypress. Any idea like what is a JSON wire protocol? Why people was talking a lot when you are working on the Selenium? You always hear this word like JSON wire protocol. What is JSON wire protocol?
I mean,
Any any
uh,
clue on what is JSON wire protocol?
there was not such standards that each browser was following the same standards, but So first we need to hit the JSON wire protocol, and then JSON wire protocol. Sorry,
No worries.
so
Yeah, I think no worries. I'm new to testing. Okay, so okay, yeah. Ma'am, like Kalpana, you can speak. I mean, I don't want to read out the chat meeting chat all the time.
Okay,
If you-
thank you for letting me to speak. Yes, I know very basics. I'm still learning Selenium and other things because Cypress. I mean, I'm based in UK. Cypress is being widely asked here, so I thought I'll start
Okay.
learning about this. So
Okay.
you asked the question why new tools instead of Selenium. The gentleman listed out few things, not making any sense to me because I'm still learning. Can you explain like dependencies in Selenium? You also mentioned something reporting. Can you mention explain about those?
Yeah, I'll come back to that. I'll come to the points individually, but like I just wanted
Okay.
to know the audience first, like where you are or like what experience you have. Because if I just start with the topics, it might not be interesting or like you might not understand. So that's the reason I just wanted to know the pulse of audience, like what exactly you are at or like what
Yeah,
experience
that is what
level.
is happening with other courses. I try to attend and nothing I'm making out of it. Even though they ask what is the audience, at least 20%. If I say 20 to 30% are beginners, that is how this course is being sold. No previous experience required, etc. It will be taught in basics, everything. Then when I join it, I won't able to understand. I tried very hard, even DevOps and Java, all those things very hard. And now I'm learning on my own. And most of the times they're asking to go and look in the recording. Then lots of YouTubes are there.
Okay.
I wanted at least interactive and basic foundation so that I can take it further and
Yeah,
up
no worries.
myself.
Yeah,
But
I'll try
yeah,
to do
that
that.
thing is not been able to provide. I know there are other people who already know and their experiences like 5+
This will be
experience.
like a basic course. So we'll be starting with the JavaScript and then after like a few sessions, we'll be moving on to Cypress. We'll not directly jump into the Cypress because I know like many people doesn't have much experience with the JavaScript, and for learning Cypress or Playwright, good to have some basic idea about the JavaScript or like TypeScript. So we'll be starting with the Playwright. So don't worry
Yeah.
about that.
Okay, and if you can show us a little bit go slow when you are installing or something, because to practice, I'm not able to.
Yeah, this will be a
Not
demo
understand.
session. This will be a demo session. There won't be like installation setups and all explained here.
Okay.
So I'll be just showing few things and I'll explain like why Cypress.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of overview on the Cypress, not much.
Overview
Okay.
of Cypress. Okay.
Yeah,
So is this
Uh,
course Cypress or Java, both, no? JavaScript and Cypress.
JavaScript and Cypress. JavaScript there will be like 4 sessions, and then we'll move on to Cypress after that.
So both are overview only.
No, JavaScript, like I'll help you to learn the basic JavaScript, and then I'll move on to Cypress.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, what is the course duration?
The course duration is 8 weeks, sir. So
Okay.
we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
If needed, we'll extend a bit.
Even for, you said 4 weeks for
No,
JavaScript,
four
right?
sessions, 4 sessions, which is like 2 weekends. 2 weeks for the JavaScript, and then the remaining 6 weeks are like for Cypress.
Oh, okay.
For me, I've done. I think I was in last batch for
Yeah,
Cypress
Chris.
with you,
Yep.
and also to I've created a proof of concept for my company.
Okay.
You know,
How
for
was it?
Cypress. Yeah,
Was
but
it
I've
good?
not really. Yeah, but I've not. Yeah, but it was nice. But I've not really worked with a Cypress. You know, like building an application. You know, I just really created the proof of concept. That's all. And that's my
Okay.
experience. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
yeah,
still have a
thanks.
basic experience. Yeah.
Yeah. Ravi, you're still the mic setup is not done for you. Maybe you can ask the question. Okay. Okay, so I'll not be covering the entire Node.js. I'll be just give the whatever is required for the Cypress, because Cypress doesn't need much of the JavaScript concept. So we'll not be going in depth of the TypeScript or JavaScript. So we can choose the choice whether do we want to go with the TypeScript or JavaScript. Cypress supports only these two. So we'll decide like which one to go with. So the previous session was on the TypeScript. This time we'll go with the JavaScript. Okay. Yep. So the main reason for like people looking into the new tools is like the execution times. Comparatively, Selenium, Playwright, Cypress has much more faster. I'll tell you the reason also for that. And Selenium has a bit of flakiness in the test execution, as someone explained earlier. So few tests will pass in one browser, few might the same test might fail in the other. So this flakiness. And the other best part with the Cypress is the Cypress dashboard. So you can look into the statistics of your executions from last 6 months, and you can see like which test is failing frequently and which is taking much longer time. So you can try to optimize the time over there. That's an advantage with the Playwright comparative to Selenium. Sorry, it's an advantage with this Cypress dashboard comparing to the Playwright and Selenium. And so as someone shared earlier, like the devs are contributing towards the automation. So if you look at the most of the front end technologies now, so it's mostly like Node, Angular, and all. So if a front end dev wants to contribute to the automation, if you are writing it in Selenium, Java, they might not contribute it to the automation. So that's an advantage with the node-based automation tools becoming a bit popular. So when we are moving to the agile, so expecting that everyone has to contribute to the testing automation as well. It's not strictly followed in every company, but like whenever you strike at some point, or like whenever there is a much need about the automation, so developers can jump in and then they can write some automation. I saw that trend in few companies which I worked on. So depending on the project release, and if like say the project where I work, we have a weekly release. So we have to execute around like 600 test cases for the regression. So we took help of the developers in the beginning stage till it come to a stabilized execution suite. So the developers contributed a lot to the automation. So in that scenarios, like working with Cypress or Playwright, which is like JavaScript based tools, we can get a lot of contribution from the developers. I'll come to this topic, Cypress Cucumber, a little later. Okay. So yep. So the automation tools.
Sorry, what are dependencies? Lots of dependencies in Selenium you mentioned. What is that and how it has been removed in the Playwright? Sorry, in the Cypress.
Cypress. Okay, so the Cypress, when you compare with the Selenium, you get with the ready-made framework. So you don't need to spend even a day or two on a basic framework if you want to directly start with. Okay, and the coding time is much lesser. Like the number of lines you write to code in Selenium, it's I can say it's less than 1/4 in Cypress. So the number of lines of code that you'll be writing is much lighter in Cypress compared to Selenium, and also the execution time that matters a lot because like if it takes 3 to 4 hours in execution in Selenium, that can bring down to 1 hour in Cypress. That's like some of the dependencies. Even like the video recordings, I'm not sure about the Selenium. It's been a while that I worked on the Selenium. If it does Selenium has a video recording third-party plugin or a capability while the execution is running? Does it record
Java
the
has,
test
doesn't have.
execution?
No, it doesn't have, but with Selenium Java, there's a library for Java that you can use for recording.
Okay. So the Cypress has a best feature that like it can record the execution. So if you want to debug the test why it is failing, so you can just look into the execution of the test, and you can look at like where exactly it's been failed. So, and it also has one of the best feature is called like the time travel. So when you are executing the test, you can see like what you can see the screens and every step of the execution. Maybe I'll show it little later, like what is the time travel in Cypress. And as I explained, like the dashboard is one of the best features in the Cypress. You can look into the last 6 months reports, and it has a Slack integration. So whenever you integrate the CI/CD with CI/CD integration, if there are any failures in the execution, that will directly come to your Slack. So these are like few dependencies are like the few best features with the Cypress compared to Selenium.
Actually, I have one question about the JavaScript. I'm completely new to the JavaScript. So like,
Yeah, Prakash.
how the plan to learn the JavaScript? And like,
Okay, so we'll not be giving the detailed sessions on the JavaScript, but like he'll just teach you like the basics of the JavaScript, maybe the variables and writing some methods, and handling the data in the JavaScript, writing the few sample scripts. Because if you are a bit comfortable writing the basics of the JavaScript, you can write basics of the Cypress code. Maybe when you're learning, so you can start with Cypress with the much more lesser JavaScript knowledge compared to like Playwright or any other WebDriver IO tools. So if you know like a bit of JavaScript, that's good enough to start with Cypress.
Can I ask you, because the last time, are you saying this lecture, we're not going to go deep into JavaScript? I know the last one did, you went a lot into JavaScript.
The last one, we went with the TypeScript, right, Chris?
Yeah, I thought you did a lot of JavaScript also. Remember?
Last to last was the JavaScript, if I'm not wrong. So the
Yeah, I think
last one was like TypeScript.
TypeScript.
Yeah. So this time also like it will be over the 2 weekends, which are 4 sessions, because if you go with the in-depth of the JavaScript, it will eat up a lot of time. So this time also we'll be covering only the basics of JavaScript, like how to write the test and how to write the methods, classes, variables, and all. That should not be under.
Sandeep, I have one question. Which version we are going to use in Cypress? It's above 12, right?
It will be 13 release now. So
Okay.
we are going to use 13.
Because all the videos which are in way to automation are around older version, and
Yeah, I think we worked on the 11 and 12 earlier. So the 13 released to market now. So we'll be working with the 13.
Because even in YouTube, if you will see, we don't have any latest version all 2 or 3 years ago, and it will.
So we'll be going with 13.
Okay.
Are you going to do database testing?
Sorry?
Will you do database testing here?
Database testing? No.
Okay.
Not database testing.
Exactly.
It won't support database testing?
It is meant for the browser testing.
Okay.
You
Then
can
how
query,
we will do
you
the
can query the
end-to-end?
DB. You can query the DB. So it supports the unit and integration testings. So if you want to connect to the local database and then run something, you can do it. There are like plugins for the third party.
Okay.
So it's not meant for the DB testing specific. You can
Once
get
we
the data.
complete this course, will it helpful to crack the interview in Cyprus? Because
It
1
depends
or
on
2
it.
projects.
It depends on, sir, like how much time you'll be spending time with the Cypress. Just by attending the course, just by attending the course, you cannot attend a crack interview, or like you cannot understand the tool. But if you spend some time on writing some scripts, that will help you in cracking the interview.
Okay.
Would you like to integrate it with Jenkins?
Jenkins, I need a setup. So I did not have the Jenkins. So this time I'll try to have a Jenkins setup.
Okay. So integrate for us. Thank you.
Yeah.
But they
Sure.
ask that question in interview a lot.
Yeah, Jenkins is required. Yeah, Jenkins or GitHub. I'll try to set up one.
Hello, sorry, I missed your introduction. Can you please tell me your name? I missed the introduction of yours.
Okay. Yeah, people, Vipin is also asking. So I'm Sandeep. I have like close to 15 years of experience in development and automation and a bit in the security testing. So I was a developer for like first 5-6 years. Then I moved to pen testing and then now into automation. That's a brief
But
about
if you
me.
don't mind, why did you change the role, like from development to testing, and how to blend the CV if you are applying for a tester
is-
from a developer role?
This is a Cypress demo session. I'll take it separately if you have that question.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So that's a different story altogether.
Oh,
I worked on pen testing in between for some time. So that's the reason for moving from development to testing.
okay.
Sir,
Yeah.
this is Somraj. I know I took like a few classes in the previous session, and then because of time issue, I drop it.
Yeah.
I know, yeah, I know you have a lot of experience in this field, and I don't know anything about JavaScript. Hopefully, this time, hopefully the timing will not change. And
This time, the session is going to be in the morning India time, which is
okay,
8 a.m. in the
this is
morning
fine.
time.
This is fine because last time I think you suddenly changed in the Friday also, and then Friday I couldn't take the class, something like that. I don't know.
Last time, after few sessions, we moved it to
Yeah, yeah.
Friday and Saturday. So this time we'll continue
Right.
with Saturday, Sunday, but like it will be 8 a.m. in the morning India time.
That's a good time. Yeah,
So
that's a good time.
I want to have any time for the classes for Cypress.
Oh, sorry, it is 8 a.m. in the morning in India time, is it?
Yes.
Yep, 8 a.m. India time.
Oh,
I don't know
Why
which
did
time
you-
4
zone
o'clock.
you fall into.
It will be like 3:34 plus.
Yeah, I think Rahul raised this concern, this issue. He wanted it to be in the evening time, but for me, it's not possible to like go ahead with the 8 p.m. India time.
we are being denied. It's a bit difficult for you anyway, but for us in the UK, it's a bit complicated because I want to join this one, and Python is taken from my hand. Then we're saying that this one is going to be taken again, so it's complicated. So I've missed Python a couple of times.
So,
Am I going to miss this one also too? Because this time that we're having right now, it's most convenient.
yep. So this time it's going to be 8 a.m. India time. I'll double check with Rahul on that, but like it's mostly 8 a.m. India time.
Hi. Hi,
And
sir.
Sandeep, JavaScript is like how do you have to be very good in JavaScript or not for the Cypress, or because
You don't have to
please
be
go
a pro
slowly.
in you don't have to be a pro in JavaScript for learning Cypress. If you know the
Yes.
basics of JavaScript, that's good enough.
Okay.
Or like if you have any other language, if you have worked on and a bit of JavaScript basics, you can go ahead with Cypress.
But you'll definitely go through the JavaScript some session too, right?
Yeah, there will be like few sessions on the JavaScript.
Okay.
Nana,
Right, thanks.
coming in and a pancake. Hi, hi, Sandeep.
Yeah.
The thing is like they're taking the Python class also at the same time, 8 a.m. and Cypress also at 8 a.m. actually. So it's possible to move little bit later or earlier. This Python is on
I'll
Friday
check
and
it.
Saturday. The
I'll
Python is
check
on
on
Friday
that.
and Saturday, and this is like Saturday and Sunday, no? If you move like half an hour earlier or later.
Okay,
So
so
at
how
least
many of you are comfortable on the weekdays, if not weekends?
weekdays I'm
what
fine.
time? Weekdays,
Yeah,
what time?
weekday is also fine.
Weekdays, if it is a 8 p.m. India time, that will be
Sunday and
fine.
Monday. If it's Sunday and Monday, it will not affect the Python classes.
Not Sunday and Monday. If it is a weekdays, it should be like maybe Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, 8 p.m. will be here 3:30. For people who are working, I guess it will be a problem.
Okay, so let's discuss about the timings in the end. Let's go with the demo for now.
Yeah, weekday for me is
Please.
fine.
Yep. We'll look into the timings. Maybe this is not I can speak about now. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So
8 a.m. in India time is really difficult. 4 o'clock. I tried manual testing to like that time.
yeah, let me talk to Rahul on the timings part. Let's leave about the timing part aside. I will talk about the Cypress.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so does anyone have an idea about what is a browser engine? Any idea like what is the browser engine? Yeah, Vipin, maybe we'll create a group for it. We'll add everyone, whoever is joining the Cypress. That's a standard, like so we'll create a Gmail group and we'll create a WhatsApp group. Gmail create last time, not the Gmail group was not there, but like there is a WhatsApp group. So whoever is attending the Cypress session will be adding it to the Cypress WhatsApp group. Browser engine, you can quickly check about the definitions and then talk about.
All I know, the browser is, the rendered the web page in the HTML
Yeah,
form. That's all I
exactly.
know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what the browser engine do. It will be rendering the HTML on the browser. Any quick thoughts? What is the browser engine? No. Okay, so it's kind of a backend that will be rendering the HTML pages on the browser. So if you look into it, so when you talk about the Selenium, maybe I'll give an example so you can understand it better. So when you listen about the Selenium, you might be hearing a lot about the JSON wire protocol. So the JavaScript code will be converted into the JSON wire protocol, and the JSON wire protocol will be talking to the browser with the browser commands. So JSON wire protocol or like the Selenium driver is a kind of a middleman which will be talking to the browser, and it will be converting the Java language to the language which browser can understand. So browser engines are something like it's a core of the browser. Like say if you look into the browser engines, like people say like they don't know about the browser engines. I'll just show a quick view of the browser engines. So if you look into the major browsers, so there are like three browser engines are there: the Chromium, WebKit, and Gecko. So the Gecko browser engine is something like Firefox uses, and Safari uses something called WebKit, and the other browsers like Chromium and Edge. Now like the Edge is into the Chromium browser engine. So earlier, like when you look into the IE, IE was on the different browser engine. It's called like Edge HTML. And now they moved into the Chromium because like the support of the Chromium is much more vast than the Edge HTML. So if you have like using the MacBook, MacBook doesn't have support, like the IE was not supporting in the MacBook because of the browser engine issues. So now if you see the Edge browser, like Edge has a support to the Mac as well. So now you can install the Edge on the MacBook and then you can run it. It's all because of the browser engine changes in the backend. Like now Edge is using a different browser engine than the IE one. So browser engine is the one, like it's kind of a if you want to like if I want to tell it in a layman terms, it's kind of a OS on which the browsers are built in. So when you want to talk to the browser with the automation, uh, browser engines can understand only the JavaScript. So that's the reason for like when Selenium is implemented in the beginning. So the Selenium people were writing it in the Java, and Selenium driver is the one which was converting all the Java commands to the JavaScript, and then those have been executed on the browser. So that's the reason for like people came up with the JSON wire protocol. Did anyone get like what is the brief of the browser engine, or like no, still a bit confused? What is the browser engine?
I think you're saying is the one controlling the browsers. For example, you could have a related family of browser, like the Chrome, the Edge, they're together. So the Chromium controls them, and the WebKit controls Safari. Gecko controls
Yeah.
Firefox. Yeah.
Yeah, so if I want to tell it in a layman term, like the browser engine is something like an app which has a set of APIs. So if you look at any application in the market, it will be having the APIs first, and then a UI is built on top of it. So if you look at all these three browsers, Opera, Chromium, and Edge, those all will be consuming the Chromium APIs, and it will be like Chrome has a different UI in the Chrome has a different front end, and like the Opera has a different front end, and Edge has a different front end. So if you look it in the layman terms of how the APIs and the UI is built, so for any application, like the backend is like mostly common, and people implement the front end based on the requirement. So similarly, like the Chromium is a one browser engine which has like the APIs which are built in the Chromium browser engine, and it has a different UIs in the like Chrome has a one set of UI implemented, Opera has one, and the Edge has one. So you can say like the browser engine is kind of a backend of the browser. Like generally the application has the backend and front end. So you can in layman terms you can assume that like the browser engine is a backend of any browser. So like if any automation tool is supporting, if you go to the documentation, so they'll talk about the browser engines first. So it says like the Chromium browser engine is supported for the tool. Then it slowly comes up with a different set of browsers. Whatever is the browser engine has related to, you can execute the automation on those specific browsers. So that's how like the browser engines and browsers are dependent for any automation tool, irrespective of like it could be Cypress or Playwright or Selenium. That's how like the browser engine support is related to a automation tool. So if a automation tool supports one of these three browser engines, any browser built on top of it with very less effort from the automation tool, they can support the browser automation. Got a glimpse of it? Still confused with like what is a browser engine and what is a browser? Any questions on the browser engines?
So it is an intermediate component between the script we write and to launch the browser, I mean, or to perform an activity on a browser.
Not exactly, ma'am. It's not an intermediate, like it's not kind of a mediator. So the browsers are built on top of the browser engines.
Okay.
Okay, so like if an automation tool can talk to a browser engine, it can talk to the browser, because like the browsers are built on top of the browser engines. So these browser engines can understand only the JavaScript. It cannot understand any other language. So if
Okay,
you
so
want to
no
execute
TypeScript, no Node, nothing.
any JavaScript. So if you have looked into the Selenium, it has like it has a script executor, and when you look why the Selenium comparative to the Cypress and Playwright, like Selenium is a bit slower than these two, because like whatever language you write it in, that has to be converted in the language which browser can understand. So if you are writing it in Java, the Selenium driver will be converting into the JSON web protocol. Using JSON web protocol, it will be converting all the commands into JavaScript. Then it will be executing it. So, but like when you look into the Cypress, everything is written in the JavaScript. So there is no need of conversion. And the other thing is like Cypress is completely built on the JavaScript. While executing, it will be sit inside the browser. So that's the reason like it will be much faster. Even the same thing with the Playwright.
So
So
I have
yeah.
a question. So from Chrome browser, Safari, and that the Edge browser, right there. So
Yeah.
are all these are belongs to the Chromium browser engine?
The Safari uses a different browser engine called
No, the
WebKit.
top one, the
Yeah.
top one.
The Chrome, Opera, and
And
Edge
then-
uses the same browser engine.
Oh, okay.
The
Can I say that
Safari-
then? Can I say that the Chrome is a browser of the Chromium engine, Chromium browser engine?
Yes, you can see that. Like
Okay.
maybe if you look at the browser engines, search for the browser engines, so you can see the list like which is implemented on top of what.
Right. Okay.
So the Firefox has a different browser engine called Gecko.
Correct.
So these are like the major browser engines in the market of the browsers. This is how like the automation tools works. So like if you have heard about the WebDriver and the Chrome dev protocols and the native. So these are like the three different ways of executing automation on the browsers. So the Selenium and Nightwatch and WebDriver IO, these use the WebDriver protocol. Like the WebDriver protocol is the one which converts, like which uses the JSON wire protocol to convert your commands into JavaScript. So Selenium and Nightwatch and WebDriver IO uses the WebDriver protocol in the backend. And Playwright and Puppeteer uses the Chrome dev protocols. So the Chrome dev protocols are the next version of the WebDriver protocol. We can say like, so this is the next version of the WebDriver protocol is the Chrome dev protocol. Puppeteer is like, there is no support, but the Playwright uses the Chrome dev protocol in the backend. And if you see the Cypress and Test Cafe, it will be using the native browser protocols. So if you read about the Cypress, you can see the documentation, something like Cypress will sit inside the browser while executing. That's the reason like it can get all the browser logs and the videos of the execution, and the execution is much faster. So this is a reason for like Cypress is being much faster comparative to Selenium. And Playwright uses the Chrome Dev Tools protocol, which is an advanced version of the WebDriver protocol. So if you have worked on the Selenium, you might heard about the WebDriver protocol. Does anyone heard about it? Whoever worked on the Selenium? WebDriver protocols.
Yeah, but I read about
Yeah. So the WebDriver protocol is something which Selenium uses to interact with the browser.
Yeah.
So the Selenium is a tool, and it will be using the WebDriver protocol to connect to the browser. Similarly, Playwright is a tool, automation tool that will be using Chrome Dev protocol to talk to the browser. And Cypress, Cypress will be directly using the executing the commands on the browser. It doesn't need any third-party protocol to talk to the browser. So they seem same. The Chrome Dev Tool protocol is the advanced version of the WebDriver protocol. The WebDriver protocol is a bit legacy one, and the Chrome Dev Tool protocol is the one an advanced version of the WebDriver protocol. So if you see, the web engines are not same, sir. Like the web engines are different. Can you just type exact question? So the JSON wire protocol is the one which uses the WebDriver IO protocol. JSON wire protocol is kind of a WebDriver protocol. So Selenium uses the JSON wire protocol to talk to the browser, which is like WebDriver protocol. That's a Selenium specific JSON wire protocol. This is a bit introduction about the browsers and browser engines. Still have any questions? W3C is a standard for the WebDriver implementation, sir. Like W3C is a protocol. It's a standard that standardize the WebDriver, the browser implementations. This is nowhere related to the automation. W3C is like nowhere related to the automation. It's a standardization of the browser implementations.
Sandeep, I have asked this question. So earlier, actually, we are using this JSON-Y protocol, right? I mean, I think in Selenium 3, and now in Selenium 4 onwards, actually, it changed to W3 Consortium, actually, to bridge the problems. So is this W3C same as Chrome Dev tool protocol?
Yeah,
CDP?
W3C is like the standard, sir. Like the Selenium 4 is using the Chrome Dev protocol. That's the reason, like it's a bit faster.
Then what is W3C? Means W3C is also same, right? Earlier, actually, we were
W3C is a
having that
standard,
problem.
sir. W3C is a standard guidelines. That's a web standard. So if there is a browser is being developed, it will be following the WebDriver W3C standards for the implementation. It is not related to the web browsers. I mean the automation. It's a like the browser standards. W3C defines the browser standards and guidelines for a browser implementation. So if you see the like what is WTC, it just it develops the standards and guidelines for help to everyone to build a browser. So it's nowhere related to the automation. It's a standardization. It's a regulatory board. W3C is a regulatory board for web browsers. Are you clear now?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, it's a I mean, it just defines the web standards, how it has to be, the browser has to be designed, how it has to be implemented and all. It will be it will be like they developed the standard developed developed by the W3C. It's nowhere related to the automation. Okay, if I'm not wrong, like I did not read much about the Selenium 4, but like the Selenium 4 will be using the Chrome DevTools protocol. Let me just see. Yeah. So the Selenium provides a direct access to the Chrome DevTools protocol. That's the reason, like if you see, there is a major change in the 3 and 4 in Selenium. Not in the writing script, but like in the backend, there is a lot of change, which is like they moved from WebDriver protocol to the Chrome DevTools protocol. That's the difference with the Selenium 4. Okay, so let's talk about the Cypress now. As we see, like people talked about like the pros and cons with the Selenium. The Cypress like released somewhere in the 2004, I think, somewhere in 2004, 8, the prototype that they started, and 8 it is released into the market. And the recent days, like there is a lot of growth in the Cypress, because like the developers are contributing towards the Cypress script in the agile teams, and the execution is much faster, and the Cypress dashboard is like very useful when you want to look back about your last 6 months execution, and it is much faster than Selenium, and you'll end up writing a lot of short, less number of code, number of lines in the Cypress compared to Selenium and Playwright.
Is
So
it a
that's the
license
reason-
tool?
It's an open source tool, sir. The
Okay.
Cypress is an open source tool, but the dashboard is paid, and that to minimum, like it's a $99 per month, the dashboard. There are like a lot of workarounds earlier for the Cypress dashboard, but like the recent Cypress security implementation, there are like few third-party plugins where there were like a few other dashboards can be accessed with the Cypress. But like with the recent, the last 6 months, there was a security implementation in the Cypress where they are not allowing to communicate to any other dashboard, because like they are losing money on the Cypress dashboard. So like as of now with the Cypress 13, when you are using the dashboard, you have to use the Cypress cloud. So that's a one change with the Cypress 13, which was a like security implementation. The other thing with the
Say-
Cypress, yeah.
Then you mean to say we can't use browser stack and source lab from 13 onwards?
No. Browser stack and Saucer Labs are the browser clouds. I was talking about the Cypress dashboard. Those two are different things. So the SaaS Labs and browser stack are the browser cloud where you'll be having the browser cloud, and you don't need to execute all your tests in the local. So when you're running it in the CI/CD, all your tests will be running on the browser cloud, and that will be pushing all your reports to the Cypress cloud. So those two are like completely different, sir.
Yeah, that's I got it. I missed actually one thing. Means you're telling that okay, from 13 onwards, actually we are not able to use other dashboards. So what do you mean by that actually?
There were like a few third-party plugins which were supporting the Cypress dashboard, kind of similar to Cypress dashboard. So in Cypress, like the tool is open source, but the dashboard is paid. So there were like few tweaks and third-party libraries which were supporting the open source dashboards for Cypress execution. So they wanted to get rid of those open source dashboard support in Cypress 13. Actually, that was implemented in 12, and it made much strict in 13.
So can you name actually what are those third-party plugins?
Yeah, I'll
which
give
are
you the list. I'll give you the list.
Okay. Yeah, thanks.
Okay. But
Hi,
like if you're
Arvind.
using 13, it won't be helpful. Okay, someone was asking the question.
Hi, Arvind. You going to cover the dashboard for us?
I'll quickly show it. Yeah, dashboard is like we will not be coding anything towards the dashboard. It's just like you will be configuring the dashboard for your execution. I'll be
So
covering that.
you'll be showing like a real-time dashboard only, no?
I'll be covering that.
And what about like browser stack and source lab also you're going to show us?
I don't have a paid version of the browser stack and Saucy Labs.
As a training, is
I
it because
can-
it's a training
I-
institute? No, they should have access to those. No, like
Browser
giving
cloud, I'm
huge-
not sure. I'll check with Rahul if we have a Saucy Labs license or a browser stack license.
because it's a huge community, no, like a huge.
Well,
people's know
I'll
about
look
those.
into it. I'll look into it.
And
Like
what
I'll
about
create. Yeah.
and what about the accessibility testing you'll be covering in Cypress?
Accessibility testing is not covered. If you have any specific requirement on the accessibility, I'll take up that part, the small part of it.
No, it's like now it's in the market. It's like they're focusing more on that. Actually, they're asking
Yeah.
accessibility testing also, automation and manual too.
Yes, accessibility
Requirements
testing
are
is,
most on it now. Like apart from not only that one normally, but they're highlighting those things.
those are highlighting, but okay, let me see. Accessibility
In Canada
testing.
market, they're highlighting actually. Even for manual testing, they're asking accessibility and automation also.
Accessibility automation is there, but like I'm not really sure about the Cypress support for the accessibility testing. I never worked on the
What is
accessibility testing part for the Cypress.
And how much experience you have in Cypress?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm working on the Cypress from last 5.5 to 6 years.
Oh, 6 years. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now
I
the
think
Cypress
Cypress
into the market or not yet? Much or not compared to Selenium.
No, Cypress is a very good market. Cypress and Playwright have good market now.
Then Selenium.
I don't compare with Selenium because like there are few companies like which implemented a lot of Selenium scripts. Few are slowly migrating, few are like still using the Selenium 4 because like Selenium 4 has a very good market.
But mostly they're going to migrate to Cypress. That's your thought.
It depends on the company to company, ma'am. It's not a
Okay.
like you cannot say like people has to migrate it to Cypress. It all depends on the company. If they want to
Yeah.
spend, because like those are completely new tools. If someone was working on the Selenium, if they want to migrate it to Cypress immediately, they need to put a lot of investment on that. They need to hire people who are experts in the Cypress, and then it needs time to migrate all your Selenium script to the Cypress.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Cypress is in good demand. I can say that Cypress and Playwright has a good demand.
Oh, Cypress and Playwright. Then
Playwright.
Selenium. That's what.
I don't compare it with the Selenium. That's what I'm saying. But these two have a good market openings.
Okay. Playwright is also similar to Cypress, or it's JavaScript, or what is this?
Playwright is an open source from the Microsoft. It supports a much wider range of the languages. Cypress support only the JavaScript family, but like the Playwright has support to the Python and Java also.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll try to brief about the Playwright and Cypress differences. Okay, so I'll just quickly show the setup. How do we do it in like if you want to set up Cypress, it will be a quick demo. So in the first session, I'll be showing with the steps like and a brief documentation on how to set up the Cypress. It's being a demo. I'm not like covering a step-by-step process. I'll just quickly show how it works, how it look like.
Sorry, Sandeep. Now you are saying you won't cover, but in the next class, let's say already first session is done, so refer to the document.
No. This is a demo
Please
session.
show.
This is not a first session.
Okay.
That's what
Will
I'm
you
saying.
show in the next class
Yeah,
step by step for the install?
in the next class, maybe I'll give a quick short notes on like how to set up, and you can try it on your own. It's being a demo. I'm just quickly
Can you
showing like.
please share the syllabus?
Yeah, I'll share it.
And how much duration it will take to cover?
It's planned for 2 months, sir.
2 months means approximately like 10 or 12 session. Weekend.
It will be like 8 weekends, which will be like 16 sessions.
Yeah. Because I learned from YouTube, but I was in Cucumber. I am unable to resolve that issue.
Yep. Okay. I mean, no issues
Here,
using
I guess we use Visual Studio
VS
Code
Code.
for
Yeah,
this.
VS Code. We'll be using VS Code.
Yeah, Visual Studio Code.
Yes.
And Node.js is required for this.
Yeah, Node.js is required for it. Node.js is like the node engine, sir. We don't work explicitly on the Node.js. It's just a like node engine to run your JavaScript code on the machine.
Understand. Sandeep, you working in the Mac. I know the Mac is really compatible with the other, maybe JavaScript or anything. It's picked up so quick. So I'm using Windows, and please just go slowly so that we know I will understand.
Sure. I'll help you if you get any issues in setuping it in the Windows.
May I know the
Yeah.
trainer name?
I'm Sandeep.
Sandeep.
Yep.
Yeah. Hi, Sandeep.
Yeah. Hi. So I'm just creating a quick folder for it. I already have like a node installed in the machine. Is my screen visible?
Yeah, visible, but don't know what you are doing actually. So if you can
Okay,
explain
The
introduction.
Windows is small. Yeah, Windows is small. Okay, great.
Let me show. Let me increase the font a bit. Okay. So like I was just like creating a folder, and then I had some.
You're using in the command prompt, right?
It's an item, sir. Like it's a command prompt in the Mac.
మీరు అంత ఇంపార్టెంట్ కాదు ఓకే బ్యాటరీ అయిపోయింది ఇక్కడ పని చేయాల
Ma'am, if you are not talking, please mute yourself.
ఓ సారీ సార్
You can call me Sandeep. No, sir. Okay, I just created a folder. Okay, so it's an empty folder. If you see it, there is nothing in the folder. I'll be creating a skeleton using npm init. So it will just ask for the package name. I'll just give it as Cypress demo with the description and entry point. These are like setup required for the Node.js project. I'll explain about it in the next sessions. Just for the demo, I'm just going a bit fast. Okay, so if I open this now, the package.json has been created. So if you want to look at the package.json, it will be having some details about the project. Like what is the name of the project, version, and project version. It's not the node version, and the description, script, and all. So I just created a package.json. Maybe I'll explain like what is the package.json in the next sessions when we talk about the JavaScript classes. And for installing the Cypress, maybe I'll just show where you want to look at the Cypress. Cypress.io. So if you need any documentation about the Cypress, this is the best place to look into. It's a Cypress official website. You can look into the community details, documentation, and API references, or any document if you need about the Cypress, you can look into it. So I'll just go through the steps, whatever like they have given in the documentation. So I just created a folder now. So npm is the node package manager for the Node.js. If you want to install any package for the node, this is the command npm I for the install. You can enter I or install, and you can give the Cypress. So if you are working on Node.js package, Node.js, if you want to install any package in the Node.js, this is the command npm I. npm is a short form for the node package manager. Okay, so I want to add it to the package.json. So I'm just saving it, which will be saving it in the package.json. So if you want to install on the Cypress, if you have the Node.js already installed, this is the command npm I Cypress and save. So this will be installing Cypress.
Sorry, Sandeep. First of all, what are the things we need to start working on Cypress? You're talking
ma'am.
Node.js. I don't know what is Node.js and what is.
I'll come to that. It's that's what I told. Like it's being a demo. I'm not explaining everything in detail. So just see like how Cypress looks like. In the first session of Cypress, I will tell you like what are the needed for it.
Okay.
Okay. It has like some warnings. Cypress 13.2 doesn't support Node 14. So if I check my Node version, it's a 14. I need to upgrade the node. That's fine. Like for the demo, we can just go ahead with that. It's just a warning. It's not an error. So I have already installed the VS Code in my machine. If you want to open the project in the VS Code, this is the command code and a dot. So if you run this command, it will be opening the current folder in the VS Code.
Yeah.
If you see it now, it has a package.json where like it has a dependency Cypress added with the 13.2 and the node modules, like whatever is needed for the Cypress, that's been added. Let me increase the font. So I'll open a terminal. Now, like you can see, there is no project. Sorry.
How do you increase the font?
Command plus.
Command?
Command plus.
What's command plus? I'm not getting it.
In the Mac, like that's how we use it in the Mac. Command plus will be increasing the font.
Oh, in Windows, how to increase the font?
I think it should be control plus.
Control plus or
Control.
control. Even in scroll is
Yeah.
Control
So
plus.
I opened the terminal now. So there is no project skeleton created for now. The moment when you open the Cypress, it will be creating the project structure. So it's npx Cypress open. It will be opening the Cypress. So we'll be doing the end-to-end testing, not the component testing. And I'm configuring it for the JavaScript now. So these are the default files will be created. And I'm choosing the default preferred browser as a Chrome for now. So if you want to look at the existing examples, you can select the scaffold example specs, but like I don't want to use the existing spec. I'll be creating a new spec. So maybe I'll give it like login.cy.js. So it will be just created login script with this page. I'll be closing this. So if you see it now, there is a folder Cypress called folder with the name Cypress created. Inside this, the default framework structure has been created. E2 is like end-to-end with the spec that I created. And fixtures is the one where you'll be maintaining your test data. And support has like commands and e2.js. We'll discuss more when we are talking about the Cypress. And the Cypress config.js is created with the default configuration that needed for the Cypress run. So this default structure will be created the moment you open the Cypress from the terminal. There is no plan to cover the project in the syllabus. So now I created one. Let's go with a sample website, RNCRM demo. So this is like the open source website just to practice automation. Admin 123. It has like some dashboard. So we'll try to automate this simple scenario and we'll see how to run it in the dashboard. Log out. So I'll be copying the URL. So cy.visit is to open any website URL. So I'm just copying that here. And if you want to get an element, this is the command cy.get. Can anyone tell me the element identifier for this one? The username box. It doesn't have an ID.
Name.
Any CSS?
Input name equal to username.
Yeah. So we can use this cy.get. If you want to type any, this is a command is to type. So I'm just typing it, admin. I'm entering the username. And for the password, so name password is the one. And let's say admin 123. And we can check for the login button. So it has a button submit. Let's see if anything has it. So there is only one element with the button submit. To click on an element, the command is like click. Okay. So once you enter it, we need to verify something on the home page. So I'll just verify that, like say time at work. Okay. So the command for it is like if you want to verify any text, it is like cy contains. You can directly give the text time at work. So I'm writing an assertion. So this is my script to verify the login. Okay, so let me run it again. Cypress. It's taking a while to load. . It could be because of the node issues. Let me just close all. Cypress open. Yep. So the login script is loaded. It entered the home page and verified the like the assertion, like expected to have some time at work. So, and this is what I was talking about the time travel. So in the Cypress executor, like say, you can see like at what time, what is the status of the browser. So when it logged in, when it opened the get username, like after visiting the URL, when it went to the next step, like get a element, that time like the login page is loaded. And when you type an admin, it's still on the login page. And when you go to the password screen, you can see that the admin has been typed in. So at every point of execution, you can see the status of the browser. So when it is going to click, it entered the username and password. This is called like the time travel in Cypress. So you can see the status of the browser at every point of execution. So there is an assertion and it has only one script. So it's been executed. Any questions on this one?
Right. But it's not showing the timestamp, no, at what time it is, but it's just showing only the steps.
Yeah, I mean, at every point in time, it shows the status of the browser.
So at what time it opens, so it will not show like time like that?
So if you want to see it, maybe you need to see the request.
It's not showing the time actually, so the steps, traveling steps.
Let me see if there is an option to look at the status of it, the time of it. But like the time travel, it is in the meaning of like at a point in time, you can see the status of the browser at every command. So this is what you'll be seeing it in the report, and you can see like where is your browser status. Say if it is failing at this particular step, you can see like how browser was looking at that point of time.
Yeah, I understood the
In a
name
debug
says
mode.
time travel, no? That makes the time is not showing up, no? That's why I asked you that question.
No, the time travel in the sense like execution point of view, the point in time of the command execution.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. And this is what the Cypress dashboard I was talking about. So I created a login for it. We can quickly integrate it, the same script with the Cypress dashboard. So I had created, I'll create a new project, say CRM and SRM. So the new project has been created. I'll go with the GitHub Actions. And this is the Cypress client command. It's still creating. Yeah, the Cypress dashboard is a paid tool. It has like 500 executions fee in a month, but like that won't be sufficient. No runs. So I'll see the project settings where I need project ID for it. So this has to be added in the Cypress config. project ID, and when you want to run your scripts. So this is the command. Yeah. So this recorded key will be changing it to the new one. So it will be executing in the backend. So if any questions, I'll take it up. If no access to the internet, how do you access the application? If you're running it in the local host, you can do it. If you have the app and Cypress in the same machine, you can do it. Yeah, you can do it in the local host. Whatever you can access in the browser, you can do that. Okay, so this has a run. It completed. We can see the latest ones. It will go to dashboard, sir. But like for dashboard, you need an internet to push it. The local host results can be pushed to the dashboard if you have internet access. If you don't have internet access, it cannot be pushed. How will I see the local host reports? You can integrate to the Allure plugin. So you can add Allure plugin. Whatever we use it in the Selenium, you can get a nice report. Okay, so this is my execution. If I go to it, like the spec is login.cy.js, and this is the output on my console, and it doesn't have the video. So if you want the video, you need to make the video to true, and we can run the same command again. It will be like uploading the recorded video to the dashboard. So yeah, it's been passed, and you can see that there is a video output in local in videos, and the same thing will be uploaded to the dashboard. Maybe we can see once it is done. This one's. Yeah, so it will be also having the video of your execution. Spec. Yeah, so the execution video will be uploaded to the dashboard. So the last few bits is not uploaded, but it will come in general. This is like a brief about the Cypress dashboard. Yeah, it saves the video in local and it will be uploaded to the dashboard. If you don't want to upload it to the dashboard, it will be in your local. It's a simple demo, and like these are the pros that we discussed about. Like there are few drawbacks with the Cypress, so we can say like Cypress trade-offs. So these are the trade-offs with the Cypress. One is like the trade-off is like you cannot handle the multiple tabs in one go. Like say if your application needs to work into multiple tabs, Cypress is not the right tool for you. And the other thing is like it has a bit limited support for the iframes. Those two are the drawbacks. And the other thing is like the Cypress, you cannot handle two browser instances in one go. Like say in Selenium, you can invoke the multiple browsers in one go, and each browser can communicate with the other. But in terms of the Cypress, you'll be talking to only one browser and one instance of the browser, and in a single tab. So those three are the trade-offs in Cypress. So when you are planning to automate your application using the Cypress, you have to look into it. Can Cypress be integrated to Telegraph, InfluxDB?
What they call it they call it trade-off, but you can get a third-party plugin for it. Why do they call it trade-off? Because plugin can handle it.
Yeah, like that's a trade-off from Cypress, right? You can't, even if it is a third-party plugin, it don't support. You're talking about the multiple browsers, is it?
No, even like, for example, Shadow DOM, for example. It does not
Shadow
support
DOM,
Shadow
okay.
DOM, but when you use
Yeah,
when
there
you
is
use
a
a script,
Cypress
they
iframe plugin, but they say like it's a limited support. It's a trade-off. It has a support
Okay.
for iframe, but it's very limited.
Okay.
But the other tools
Even-
like mobile and native apps, it won't support, and it supports only the single tab. And you cannot work with multiple browser instances in one go. Like Selenium, you can install 2 Firefox or 2 Chrome instances, and you can control those. But that cannot happen with the Cypress. You'll be talking to only one Chrome. Telegraph, InfluxDB, not sure, sir. I need to check. If you have an application with this requirement, I don't know. I need to check on this.
Are you going to do network calls in here?
Sorry?
All those network calls, network where you are testing the network, making network calls.
Yeah, you can check the network also. Network logs also you can check it. That we'll see like when we start with the Cypress.
Okay.
It's too early to discuss. So this is about how the Cypress look like and a brief introduction about the Cypress. So coming to the sessions, we'll be starting it on the 7th of October, not the immediate week. We'll be starting somewhere the next week, next month, first week, Saturday, Sunday. As of now, it's planned for Saturday, Sunday, 8 a.m. India time. Maybe if
8 to
Rahul,
9:30 is okay because 2 hours is so much.
yeah, 8 to 9:30. The demo is like planned
Because
for
2 hours is
2 hours is too long, even for me.
yeah, because then I guess that Cypress syllabus is also not that much big.
Yeah, Cypress syllabus is not much big.
And one more thing, can you take any project which include all Cypress Cucumber once the syllabus is over?
I'll share the project. I have one. I'll share the project.
No,
If
yeah,
I-
means you can guide some modules, so remaining we can try with that.
Yeah. If we get time, I'll just show like how to integrate with the Cypress Cucumber.
Yeah.
But
8 a.m.
the last time,
8 p.m. IST, right?
8 a.m. IST, not PM, sir.
8 a.m. from next Saturday onwards.
That's what planned for now.
Yeah, where is that WhatsApp group? So you can add me that.
I'll check with Rahul on the WhatsApp group. He'll be creating the one.
Excuse me.
That Rahul sir.
Rahul sir will be creating the WhatsApp group.
Excuse me. 8 means it's like 10 for us, 10 p.m. actually. 10 to 11:30 p.m. like that time. It's too hot to concentrate on the class also.
Which time zone you're into, ma'am?
I'm in EST. It's possible to move a little bit earlier, like 6 a.m. or something IST.
6 a.m. 6
That's
a.m.
too
is a
early
bit
for
tough.
you.
It's too early for me.
6. What about 6:30?
how about to move it further?
6:30 also time, ma'am. Like 6:30 is also a bit tough.
Please do the
At least
7 a.m.
7.
please.
At
Sandeep sir.
least 7.
At least 7 a.m. IST, please.
7 a.m.
7 a.m.
IST.
API testing class.
7 a.m. IST to UK time zone, is it?
For UK,
Okay,
we are
UK time. Sorry.
I don't know. It's 2:30 a.m. I don't know, like US time. I don't know what. EST time.
US is like
No, we're talking about 7 a.m. IST, India time.
IST
So,
7 a.m.
Yeah, 7 a.m. IST to Canada time.
Canada is right now like
No, what time zone are you into? That's what
I'm in
IST,
EST.
7 a.m. 7 a.m.
I'm
IST
into
would
EST.
be perfect.
7 a.m. IST. I'll check about it because 7
I'm
a.m.
a
IST
EST
is
zone
like
actually.
too early for me. I'll check about the time. Okay.
yeah.
So the plan is, as of now, we'll be covering 4 sessions on the JavaScript, and then we'll be moving on to Cypress because there are like few people who doesn't know the basics on the JavaScript. So we plan to cover a few basics on the JavaScript. Then we'll move on to Cypress.
And you're going to do the API testing also in Cypress?
Yeah, I'll cover it. There will be a session on the API testing.
How many session were basics of Cypress? As API, sorry, JavaScript.
JavaScript will be like 3 to 4 sessions, sir.
Yeah, I guess it's from describe and it that only is
Describe
JavaScript, or
it,
it will
yeah.
contain another syntax. I think.
Describe it, and maybe for the framework you has to write a few JavaScript classes, exporting the class and importing the class, exporting, importing the methods, and writing some functions.
Please kindly consider UK students, because for us, I supposed to be in the Python class, but because of this time it took our time away, and so we are not. I can't join the Python now. And the Cypress
I'll check on that, sir. I'll check
Yeah,
on
please make sure that Python class will not affect with this Cypress class actually.
that. Okay, maybe I'll check with Rahul. But the only thing is, like, if it's a UK time, I have to accommodate. I cannot accommodate on the weekend.
Yes, Python class is 8 AM.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a 8 PM, I have to take up. I cannot accommodate on the weekend.
Or maybe you want to do some on Friday, like you used to do last time.
Let me try on that. Okay.
If
So,
any weekend time also, weekdays also, it's fine.
Yeah,
I'll check on the timing with the Rahul, sir.
Weekday,
Because
8 PM, 9 PM. Okay.
Yeah,
I'll check with Rahul on that one, on the timings. Okay. Yeah, we'll communicate on the timings part in the email.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions on the Cypress?
So classes would be from 7th October or 30th September?
It will be from 7th October, 30th. Sure.
7th October now, directly?
Yeah, 7th October. Yeah. It will be a weekend gap. And it will be starting from 7th October, not from 30th.
Yeah, if anyone can share WhatsApp link for Cypress.
I'll ask Rahul to, like, maybe you can drop an email to Rahul. He'll add everyone whoever is interested in the Cypress. Okay, any other questions?
Means that 7th of October it will start, so at least it will take till December end to complete.
October, November, sir, 2 months.
Yeah.
I won't stretch it to the December. It will be October. And
Can
November.
you share the syllabus as well?
I'll share a syllabus. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I have it one. Let's check.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. I'll share the syllabus to Rahul. He'll be sharing it with you. That's it. If you have any other questions, if no other questions, I'll close the call.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hi, sir. Can we make mobile is not we can't do mobile testing using Cypress?
No, Cypress is not supported the mobile testing.
Then means it's a drawback, no?
That's a trade-off, ma'am. It's not a drawback.
Okay.
It's a trade-off because if you want mobile testing, you have to choose a different tool.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep. If no questions, I'll stop recording.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Bye.